everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we were still investigating and we were speaking to first Sister Bikini and finding out some shocking things, such as the fact that Morgan Fay has 3 daughters, not just Pearl, but also Iris and her twin sister. I wonder who that could be. And then we spoke to Gumshoe, and he was searching for the murder weapon, and we found it. It was in Elise Donham's staff, so that's interesting. But Phoenix convinced Gumshoe not to share that little secret with anybody else. So let's continue on and see how that comes into play. Gosh, doing Gumshoe's voice kills my throat sometimes. Alright, let's get a move on. I hope we have enough information to break some people now. They're Cyclops. Not sure who I should go after first. I think we have enough for pearls? Not really sure. Let's try Pearl first. Alright, Pearl. I was expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. I guess they must have gone to collect firewood. I suppose I'll have to check back later. Okay, well that's the game's way of telling me, nope, you don't have enough for Pearl yet. Okay, so let's continue on and go talk to... Do we have enough? I'm trying to think if we have enough to just go straight to Edgeworth? Yeah, let's go to Edgeworth. Let's present to him... I think it's here? Yes, Morgan Fay's daughter. Aha! Present! Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but... The problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I might just know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Does Edgeworth not know about what happened to Phoenix? That's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, I know they haven't been in contact in years, but I thought he might have somehow come across it in the files or something. So let's talk about dear old Dahlia. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. Man, Dahlia's so evil. Poor Terry. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. More flashback, but everything's connected, so it's interesting. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related, not that that would have mattered to her, 'cause she's evil. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh, and this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? There is no need. Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What are you talking about the metabolic processes? Edgeworth, please. Speak in normal layman's terms, please. Okay, let's talk about Dahlia's death. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? I only just discovered this, right? But I never knew about the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Ah, so he does know. Ugh. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. That freak out. Mia Fey! She was so scary. Really scary. At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. Bruh, she was not possessed. She was a demon. She always was. But the facade finally broke down. She showed her true colors. You know? It's been 6 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. Oh, Edgy Poo, I believe you are forgetting who is involved in this case. Certain people with certain abilities. I know you're in denial because you're a man of science, but come on now. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique. Did you say Karain channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. Yes, we know. I know. The police didn't have any leads. Okay. Please, we were just talked about this. And that's when they called her. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. This game is testing my patience. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Well, not really, because he's not dead, but I know what you mean. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Karain channeling technique is real. Right now, Edgeworth is too bitter and angry. But maybe one day. Maybe someday. Alright, well, other than just touching base with him, I don't know what else was the point of that. But, Should we go talk to Iris here? I don't know if we can break her. We can try. Let's see. Do we have enough to break her? If not, then we'll have to go look for Pearl. The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. This person would be Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini?
Her testimony in court today was very clear. Yeah, we know. Her back. So she left Iris. Sister Bikini didn't just see you. She spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the Inner Temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright.
How is that impressive?
The Acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the Inner Temple. So, I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
You know she's lying. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. 9:40 p.m. No, wait. What am I thinking of? Would it be the tracks? I forgot some stuff. Crime photo. What's this? Tracks photo. Iris's testimony. Would it be this? Yeah, right? Your testimony. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
Ah!
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. See, I was considering presenting that, but I wasn't sure if that would be enough. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time, which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy! How could that be? There's only one of me! It's impossible!
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me.
Okay. Evidence. That's all I have is this. I guess that's enough. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps?
Ah!
That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me.
Ah!
There we go. We got it. We got it. Talk to me, girl. All about your evil sister.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
What? Girl, are you kidding me? Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
Sounds like brainwashing to me. You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about? The traitor?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago.
Ugh.
That was the start of it all. It twisted her entire destiny. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
Ooh, you did? Girl, why you... Girl, please. What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised. I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Oh, I see. Revenge. What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Literally.
No, I'm just kidding. Her mother. She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Her mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The Main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Karain.
That would be Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Thank you, game, for always explaining things.
But before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Faye, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident.
This music is so sad.
After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see?
Why couldn't he have just left Iris with her mother then? What the frick? Oh, but you know what? Iris is the good one because she was not raised by her mother or her father. So I guess that kind of helped her, but at the same time she is easily brainwashed by Dahlia, so can't really say she's the good one. She's definitely a little gullible and naive. Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her, and being rejected by her own family, I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. I forgot you were there. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began relations with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him? Nice way of phrasing it, Phoenix.
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
Wow, that's gotta hurt. I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Poor Phoenix. Ouch. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate. I won't let you stand there like a sad puppy. She must have noticed he looked sad. Aww.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you. I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's psych lock. Alright. Whew, that was a lot. That was quite a doozy there. I don't think we need to go back to Edgeworth and talk to him again. So I wonder if we could break her psych lock really quickly. It might be a longer episode today, guys. I want to finish that part because I think after that we'll have another to be continued. Okay. Pearl! Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Ha! You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Okay, girl. Let's see. Anything new? No. Okay, let's just present it then. Can't lie to me. You know better than that. Take that! Alright. This might take a while. We'll see. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donham's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go.
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Donham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? I mean, it's pretty obvious because that's where we found her, but, who else would she be worried about? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Wait, what? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me? This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Oh, I'm okay. I was like, what? Game, don't throw me off like that. Now, I'm gonna take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Maya! It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it?
Ah!
You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. Yep. Dangerous and cold and all of that. Yeah. Okay. Ah, that's not funny, Bikini. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple.
Aww. Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura Temple bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Because that... Didn't that say something about the lights out bell? As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Okay, so it's this. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you?
Huh?
I presume you recognize these pieces of paper.
Ah! Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick! You're amazing!
These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me, no.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was your sister. Who you don't know. Your evil sister. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter.
Ah!
It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading these instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. Her frickin' mother! Using her! She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? We ask a question and then we present the answer. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you?
Ba-dump.
Her heartbeat. But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. All right, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
Darn it, Pearl! What? Why are you getting a backbone right now? No! I'm a good person! Don't do this!
Because I don't think you have any.
Ugh. She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. The one evidence that until now made not a lick of sense. But, yeah, you remember Gravely Roast? It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Ah! What? Why would I do something like
Do you remember what was written in that letter? gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Of course a little girl's not going to understand it, you stupid woman. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donham on the night of the murder? Yes, she asked her. Okay, we saw this before. This is just like in Peanuts. That's all you hear in the background. Sure, Miss Donham taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I didn't even manage to burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
Aw, Pearl. Being used by such evil people. It's so sad. Okay, let's talk. Ooh, we got two things.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy.
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of Karain, like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris, too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple.
Yes, when I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and
lets off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. Aww, that's so cute. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. Okay, let's talk about her lost powers.
it was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit.
No, I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. Larry, will you shut up? So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Dun dun dun! What? Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. That wouldn't stop you, Larry. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. Okay.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me.
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Wait, she had this plan then if she wrote that before she came into jail. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. That's spooky.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her.
Oh, Pearl, you're so naive.
I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her too.
Ooh, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts so bad to hear this. Oh, poor little Pearl. I mean, I wonder what age she was when she finally really found out about all of this and understood what's going on, you know?
That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually, a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Interesting. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out. No matter how much of a hard time you gave me, you troublesome child. You're lucky you're cute.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us.
You sound as if she's dead. She's not dead yet.
So I'm sure Mystic Maya will be all right.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Oh, huh! What are you doing here? Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that?
Because Maya Fey isn't coming back.
You say that right in front of Pearls, you a-hole. You a-hole. Where's that sword, Kane? Give it to me. I'll stab you. I'll stab you. I'll gut you like a fish. Don't you say that in front of Pearl. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that?
It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters, caught up in the worst circumstances.
I realize that, but...
And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them.
You... what the... But I didn't know anything about what was going on.
Ha! What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
I like that music, though. I really like that music.
Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
I love this song. I think this is my favorite song in the whole game. Keep trusting me, Pearls. We're not gonna let Maya die. My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now you are to take the place at the head of the Fey clan. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Ugh, you're so creepy! Devil woman! Okay, finally at the to be continued. I knew that if we did the whole thing with Pearl, that would have been a really short episode of the next one. But I had to just do it right now. So I'm sorry for the long episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye!